Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to game number 2 of the Premier League. This is the very, very last match of Premier League between Complexity. Well, it might not be the very last match because this is only game 2. Can go to game 3. Complexity took game number 1. Virtus.pro down 1 game, fighting to survive. But that's not the key point of this game. The key point of this game is look at them heroes. Look at them heroes. We have Rubik, Queen of Pain, Lone Druid, Syllabear, and the Shadow Demon on the Radiant side. On the Virtus.pro side, we have the Wisp, Tidehunter, Enigma, Morphling, and the Night Stalker. And of course, I am Luminous from TheCommTears.com. Joining me alongside is LD from DC as well. Are you super excited for this game?
I'm so excited for this game. Oh my god. The one thing I am disappointed about, I'm going to say right now, is Rubik and Wisp are both being played as supports. And whether it's good or not, I want to see big plays for these heroes. And of course, it gets a little bit harder to do that when you're a support. But if they're able to pull it off, well, it'll be just that much more impressive.
Exactly.
But let's go ahead and introduce the players. Hannah Montana handling the Panda here. Looks like he'll be dual laning top, possibly with the Wisp, and that's a pretty good setup. The telekinesis into the clap. A pretty reliable one as well. Jo going mid, playing that Queen of Pain. Of course, I mentioned Fluff and stuff on the Rubik. And then down the bottom lane, IX Mike, the hard support. On the Shadow Demon, I think he's saving money for Sentry Wards in case the pole camp gets warded. 200 gold in the bank, or maybe rushing a quick Crow if necessary. Either way, TC on the Lone Druid, he'll be farming in the safe lane. So should have a pretty good time of that.
You know, one thing I forgot to... Oh, never mind.
Well, don't forget to introduce Virtus.pro.
Yeah, I should do that first before I say anything out of the ordinary. And that's going to be playing the Night Stalker on the top lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0. Going to be on that Wisp. We have... Look at that sword on the Tidehunter. Holy bejesus. That is a 007 on the tie, and he has some sick gear on him. JJJ solo mid on that morph. That's not something what we expected. And Santa on the long lane going to be playing Enigma with 4 clarities to go.
Interesting. He's gone for a wand off the bat. Maybe he's expecting a solo mid Shadow Demon with Shadow Poison. Because aside from that, there's really not much that's spammable here. I guess it's okay versus Shadow Strike. But Shadow Strike does a lot of damage relative to how much, one wand charge is really not going to heal you up from that. So it's going to be a tough lane for the Morphling here. As much damage as Waveform does, the Shadow Strike does a lot more, and just such good harassment, very spammable as well. It's going to be a tough lane for Morphling, but he will get the levels, and that's the goal here.
Yeah, I mean, now I think Jo is going to just dominate this lane in terms of farm as well as harass. Shadow Strike is such an annoying spell to deal with. 200 magical damage right at level 1. And not many other spells actually could do that. And you can see just by the positioning of Jo, she's clearly dominating this lane. On the bot, it's Enigma against Syllabear. And Syllabear, look at him farming off the Eidolons. And even though normally this is one of the lanes that Enigma could win, not against the Syllabear. At best, he's just not going to lose it flat out.
Especially IX Mike is going to be pulling, so although you're denying a single creep with the Eidolons, it's not going to matter when you're pulling into a double stack. An entire wave is going to be eaten up here. Plus, if Enigma tries to leave the tower, that's where you come with Disruption and soon Soul Catcher. And it's a lot of right-click damage from TC. Sure, he doesn't have nukes, but you have 56 damage from the hero, 43 from the bear, and that goes up quickly. Especially you get Phase Boots and Orb of Venom. And Santa, not the most mobile, could easily go down if he's not careful. The one lane we haven't talked about is this top lane. Hannah Montana and Fluff and stuff. I want to say it's a pretty versatile lane and a little defensive capabilities because of that telekinesis and just the tankiness of Panda. But they do have to play it safe here. Wisp and Night Stalker, so much burst damage. And the ever-present ability for Tidehunter to roam in and throw in a gush.
I mean, if you ever pick up an enemy hero, you can suddenly pull him back, and the clap goes on right now. Here's exactly what I talked about during the pregame. The zoning that you get from Wisp by just using those blue balls and just hitting on Fluff and stuff. That was just a level 1 spirit, so it doesn't do too much damage. But once he picks up that level 3, level 5, it is starting to hurt quite a bit. Here comes a hasted Tidehunter. He gets picked up, he gets tossed back, and hey, the stuns slowing down these guys.
Gank over.
Yep.
It's like a mini Fissure in that regard.
It is like a mini Fissure, except a lot harder to aim. But it did do its job, and that was the key thing there.
Oh, middle lane. Big aggression from JJJ. Waveforming onto Jo. Jo now is the bottle, and he could look to turn this around. He's going to do exactly that. Woo! One more stream will do it. First blood by Jo. A big pickoff to get. Sure, Morphling is not going to win this lane, but if he dies, that's a big loss. It's definitely a lane he could survive in if he plays it correctly. And unfortunately, just a bit over-aggressive. Perfect timing on the bottle arrival if you're Jo, and Well, the worst timing in the world if you're the Morphling.
Man, he went for a very risky play, but if he got that one, you basically win the lane, and that's a big win. Considering that this is the first blood, this is the solo mid, you remove the enemy hero for a bit, and you can see Jayo right now, he's bottle crawling, he has enough gold for boots, wand, and a bottle right after that kill, and that's how much of a lead it does give you. He won't upgrade his wand just yet, but suddenly it's a bottle versus a boots bottle on the Queen of Pain, and that means Queen of Pain will have access a lot easier 2 to 4 minute rune when that happens. So right now Complexity off a great start, and let's see how Virtus.pro will be trying to recover from this.
Interesting time here. Looks like we're having a pause. They might be trying to set something up. No, just gonna continue to pull. And we mentioned the level dependency of Wisp and Rubik. We see the Rubik really struggling a bit in that regard. At least he's not able to do pulling. That being said, the wave is pushing, so he's getting some levels. This is not bad for a dual lane and the suicide. But if they pull a little bit more, it could really shut him down. Whereas the Wisp is going to get levels thanks to the constant pulling, being in the safe lane here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like once Fluff and Stuff hits level 6, he could be very, very combat worthy. I mean, once he hits 5, should be good. And it looks like they might want to set up a go, tether forward.
Nope.
Nope, they're not. I guess if you want to kill here on this lane, you gotta just go on the Wisp, right? He has 0 armor, he's very frail. But as I say that, I mean, if he's ever out of position, he could just tether to the furthest unit back to his tower, and he could just get a safe zip. And that's one of the many things that Wisp can do.
Well, they really need to do something. This is a tri-lane that's designed to kill and kill early. They're going to make it go on Fluff and Stuff. Void to start, Gush to follow. Can they actually get in range? The Spirit's not hitting just yet. And one more Void should do it, but it's a big dive, and he may go down. No, he's going to be okay. Has the tether already stunned Hannah Montana? Has not, but now there's the 0 armor. And then a zip in again. Great use of tether. We didn't talk about it, but it is a mobility skill. In addition to the ultimate, it will zip you towards your allies, and it has extremely long range. But while this was happening, the bottom tower goes down. It is denied by Santa. Nice denied by him. Still, look at the gold and experience graphs. Already huge lead for the Complexity here. And I have to say, the tri-lane, in spite of getting that kill, you expect to shut down a Rubik Panda a little bit more than this.
Yeah, I mean, even though they got the kill, Rubik is level 3.5, Hannah's almost 4, and Hannah's got 10 creep kills. This is not the lane that you want to see anybody getting farmed. We know Nice Darker, he's only got 23. You expect him to be at the 30 mark at this point. He's got the face boot,
definitely.
and looks like he's going to try to teleport up lane to get more farm. Back in the mid lane, man, it's all JO all the way. Waveform across from JJ, trying to get a couple of harass in. Here comes a Shadow Strike, a lot more physical harass. JO is going to be bottle crawling. He's got his treads already if he wants that. If he wants the early Bloodstone, he could get it too by going into Arcane. It's going to be a treads build, as you see the component flying across.
This is an interesting lane here, mid, because as survivable as Morphling can be with his morph ability,
on the bottom right here, we do see the first hit proc on the Entangle, and that's going to be the kill. Meanwhile, Wisp in position as well. TC's bear dies, but he's going to summon another one. Already level 6. I love it. He's got true form. Could go into HP mode if he wants to do so. Sorry to cut you in, LD. What was happening on the other side of the map?
No problem at all. Good thing you caught that kill. As I was a bit late to that. But, yeah, Jayo, as strong as Morphling is defensively, so many times we'll watch a game with Morphling and he'll just be able to morph his way to safety. Jayo's hero has the kind of burst damage where he can kill you off before you can even hit the morph hotkey if you're quick enough, and that's without counting a roam gank or any sort of support from the team. So this is a dangerous lane for Morphling, but if he's able to get morph off in time, he could turn things around, especially once that Wisp Pit 6 show up in counter gank. So it's a very interesting kind of back and forth dynamic we have here.
Yeah, Wisp is roaming all over the map to set up counter ganks or helps. He went on the bot lane, now it's roaming to the mid, and to be honest, I don't think this is good use of his time. Now, this is such a strange situation where they're using a tri-lane top, and Tidehunter seems to be getting the big bulk of the EXP, but like we mentioned, Wisp need a whole bunch of it, and he's trying to set up a gank mid against JO, and I really think, well, if JO's gonna blink in like that, maybe just tether towards you, and you can see Wisp diving in right now. Here comes a stun. Can it get off? JJ's gonna wait from forward, and that's the stun coming in. That's the combo we mentioned. And hey, JO, despite having that lead, got picked off.
Wow, I mean, it was the waveform that did the majority of the damage there. Of course, we mentioned the stun as well from the tether, but the spirits hit hard, man. That was a big burst from the Wisp. And if you're able to get in close like that, which tether helps you with the mobility, as well as the Morphling being able to wave around to set up the stun, then you can get that burst off in a timely fashion. If you look at Complexity's lineups, there's a lot of heroes that you want to be able to burst down. Rubik, Queen of Pain are burstable if you can lock them down. Shadow Demon as well. you're probably not going to burst down TC. It's 1200 health. And the Panda can be difficult as well. He's a tough nut to crack. But those other 3 supporting casts, kind of squishier intelligence heroes, those are the ones you want to burst down. And great job there. Perhaps a sign of things to come.
Yeah, that was a huge gank against the Queen of Pain. Not only did he bring down, TC, JO or TC? JO, who is farming exceptionally in the mid lane. That also hit Wisp to level 5.5, or level 5, so he's going to be very close to that relocate, and that's when the magic truly happens. Night Stalker with the Invis rune roaming in the mid lane, but Complexity does know that because they had a ward to say that JO playing very, very aggressive. Does have a threat on strength, but here comes the Invis Tether, Fear of Darkness. Oh my god. So I said they knew about it, but
They did! They did. That's why Fluff and stuff was hiding there, but they just underestimated the burst damage, and well, Virtus Pro fully punished it.
Yeah.
I don't think they expected the Wisp Tether to hit quite that quickly. Hannah Montana, no ultimate. He just needs one more creep for it. He's gonna get that one more creep. He can use the ult if he needs to, and oh man, he gets it off. The boulder toss at long range, but he is just gonna back off.
I really think
if they had gone a quarter of a second earlier before that creep had died, they would have gotten that kill. He just got level 6.
That was definitely very close. I think he could have just went there and go for the kill. Just send the Earth Panda back, and the Fire Panda especially just chasing after the TIE Hunter. I mean, you never know. It's basically 0 risk as well, so... it's sad to see
no risk, so you might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. And now here comes the Night Stalker trying to set up a gank. He is going to see IX Mike on the run, but as Night Stalker, he does get the disruption off Soul Catcher on top. Does he have the Purge? No, only level 5.5, and here comes the big Wisp. The burst damage from Spirits, my goodness. And this is exactly what we talked about during the pregame. Virtus Pro have to get off big and fast, and that's exactly what they do. Night Stalker at nighttime with Wisp. Oh man, this is going to be a really, really fun game to watch. If you're a fan of Virtus Pro, Fluff and stuff getting position. He has his what is gonna steal? Is he gonna steal anything? Again, he is gonna steal a void. Alright. But he dies right now, so
that's just you just gotta steal whatever you can. You might as well. There's no reason not to. Just throw a little damage out.
Well, the thing is,
this is looking really good for Virtus Pro right here.
The thing is, if he stole Tether in that engagement, he could have actually saved himself. But Ix Mike comes in and look at this! The damage is insane. Now TC comes in right now. Gets it off in the Tango, and the Tango actually will bring him off. But here comes the help from the Radiant side of Waveform in against TC, trying to nuke down NS. Can he blink after? No, he's gonna blink back out. It's not gonna be enough damage. And man, the Wisp plus the Night Stalker is it's like a match made in heaven. They one in the front to tank and of course get off the stun. The Wisp does so much damage, and you get the proper slow coming in from the...
And Night Stalker is so fast that he can just run past
him
and ensure that the tether is going to stun. But this is the beauty of Wisp. As good as Night Stalker looks paired up with her, it looks damn good with just about anything. I think it's genderless. Actually, and Hannah Montana, no ultimate. Wisp joins the fight. The burst damage, the orbs being pulled back in. That'll do the trick. One more does it. And if he wants, he can send an ally back to his. Free heal here for the Tide Hunter. And they could both go back if they want to. Or no. That was the second trip, so that's it. But a free fountain trip.
Yeah.
Now he gets up if he wants.
A free fountain trip, they got a kill, and the tower is going to be going down as well. Man, Wisp, we talked about how good that hero is, and we're finally seeing it. Meanwhile, we have Relocate being picked up on the mid lane by Rubik. That's cute.
He stole Replicate. I think he wanted to get either the Waveform or... bottom lane. They're not done with the gank trade. They want TC again, and, well, we talked about it an hour ago at this point. They have the chasing power to bring him down. I think they finally get him, but great counter gank here. Complexity, 4 heroes joined the fight. They lose the Syllabare again. That is a big loss. Still 1,300 gold in the bank. They get 2 kills. And they should be able to push the tower now. Now, Luby, one other thing, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, but one thing we haven't really mentioned is Wisp is a great hero if you want to buy back to do so on because of that global ability.
And trust me, he has a goal to buy back. Look at the score. 5, 2, and 4. All 9 kills being involved right now. I mean, I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 playing damn well or the hero is just that good, but... Jeez, you don't see that often.
A little bit of both, I want to say. And, they could definitely bring the Tide Hunter in here. No, they're going to bring in the Night Stalker and make a go of it. Tide Hunter just comes in. The clap, the Panda ult. Ravage cannot be used now. Will not actually be in range of anything. Fluff and stuff wisely hiding in the trees. NS trying to bring him down. Will it be enough is the question. Jo picks off the Wisp, and there goes a lot of the mobility for Night Stalker, or for NS playing the Night Stalker. How appropriate. Wait for him, and they get Jo. Panda coming out of the ultimate. The Ravage is still available. Tidehunter's just been completely disabled this fight. The chase continues. Hannah Montana in a lot of trouble. Where are the TPs? Where's the support? Shadow Demon coming. Defensive disruption might turn this one around even further. IX Mike getting creep blocked. He's not in range. He can disrupt if he needs to, but he's going to wait for the right moment. Purge as well. They still have the Ravage. The Ravage and the Black Hole. They're going to get these 2 kills. TC TP'd in on top of it, and now he's actually morphing back to the rage form. He will die. Oh, that was a bad fight for Complexity. It just well, we talked about Virtus Pro need a fast start, but look at that team fight, buddy. That is something else.
I just feel like it's so easy they're getting this start. A lot of teams have to work for this kind of start, where they have to get teleported in, they have to get great positioning, they have to get a double damage rune or something like that. These guys, they just ran in with Night Stalker and Wisp. The positioning wasn't even good. They just charged in head first. The overwhelming... This is what I talked about. You need to sledgehammer this team. And that's exactly what we're seeing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's genetics, man. It's not their fault they look so damn good. Or in this case, are so strong as a lineup. The Replicant walking in, Wisp is ready to tether to that. And you can tether to any unit, by the way, guys. Not just heroes, so that's always an option.
Radiant's bottom tower
Or not, sorry, so Replicants. I believe you can, actually. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, you could tether
no, I'm
to...
spreading misinformation now.
You could tether to creeps, you could tether to whatever you want to tether, as long as it's an ally unit. You can tether to.
Oh, you know what? You know why I'm getting confused? It's because the description says you can't.
Really?
But pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can as well.
Yeah, so, sorry about the confusion, guys. But either way, Wisp,
What is he doing?
he's invis, but he doesn't look invis.
Oh,
Yeah,
he looks nothing like Invis. He looks like the brightest thing right there, illuminating the field. He actually attacks out of it right now. What the hell is he doing?
Is he lagging? I think he is lagging.
I don't know, man, but he's dead now.
He'll have time to fix his connection or think about that.
There you
mistake.
go. There you go. He has time to fix that. But back on the top lane, Night Stalker in daytime now, getting some farm on. Phase boost is up. BKB is going to be his item choice. Meanwhile, here comes a tier 2 push, or tier 1 push on the mid lane. Tidehunter still has his Ravage, so he's in position. Look at that Wisp Spirit being stolen, and it's just being like a big whirlpool of damage. I'm just scouting it out.
Like he's kind of trolling here. He keeps on sending it out and back in just to give a cool visual effect. Gush on to Hannah Montana. Can they actually defend the tower? Deny is attempted, not going to get it. Hannah Montana claps down the creeps, and well, Lumi, we haven't had a chance to breathe this game, or at least that's how it feels to me. It's a decent lead for the Dire, but it's not an overwhelming one at this point. And Complexity definitely up the kind of lineup that will have a strong mid game, especially once Lone Druid gets up the Relic, which he's still a little bit away from. 1,400 gold or so to go.
Well, the goal lead is not that big, but if you look at the levels, it's not even close. 7, 10, 11, 8, 7 to 8, 7, 8, 12, 12. I guess it's close, but Dire on the key heroes are leading on very much so. And again, you talked about how Wisp needs to hit level 11. Well, he's pretty close, considering that he's doing nothing but roaming. He is maxing Spirit. That is the way to go. As it looks like he's relocating on the top lane. Looks like the kill has already happened against Hannah. And here comes that big Tidehunter, the big 2 blue balls hitting against each other. Hannah looks like he's going to be in trouble. No, he uses ultimate, but Wisp is going to be right back out. So, yep, nice troll. Oh man, that was
I think you go push the bottom lane. This is that global mobility. It's like you have options when you're Wisp. You go in the fight if you want to leave your ally there, you can, but you don't have to. If it's a bad situation, well, you just go away, and it's a decent cooldown, but it's not the longest. Only a minute or so until it's up. This is not a black hole where you have to wait 3 minutes for the next opportunity. And during that time, you could be doing other things like we're seeing now. It's going to be a tower trade from the looks of it. A tier 2 for a tier 1. The glyph is already used on the top lane. It was cooling down. Are they going to actually look to defend? No, they're going to go for the enemy tier 2. Not the best push power in Virtus Pro, so they'll probably back off and look to defend top after this. There's no Edict, there's no Pug to Blast. There's the Eidolons, but it's not enough to go high ground, I think. Are they going to go high ground?
They're making a small movement now.
Ward.
They're putting a very offensive ward, and generally you don't need to put these kind of offensive ward because, you know, you're not going to be that deep in enemy jungle. But when you have a Wisp and a Night Stalker on your team, you need as much sight as you're getting.
Warplate has an Ethereal Blade, and he just used it on Hannah Montana. NS catching him out the void. He goes down. 17-minute Ethereal Blade. There's just been no time to look at his farm, but 91 CS, and more importantly, 5-1 and 2. This is a very fat Morphling.
How did
he get that?
He was getting owned on the mid lane, for the lack of better words. Like, he was just getting owned, but man.
It's this mid game. It's the Wisp. The Wisp set it all up, as well as the Night Stalker, and Morphling's cleaned up a lot of kills.
Well,
but it was definitely not him doing the dirty work there. It was the supporting cast.
Uh-oh. Looks like Tyler's gonna get bashed down to death in the Roche pit, and that is gonna give away all the Roshing. Unfortunately, I don't think the Dire has enough DPS to bring him down. They're gonna try. You could actually convert your Eidolons, but looks like the Eidolons are getting wiped out as well, and the Radiant already moving in position to kind of slow that one down. Fluff and stuff is gonna steal. That is a Malefice, not a bad spell to steal. I mean, any Enigma spell you steal, aside from that Midnight Pulse,
they're all good.
They're all good. And Midnight Pulse is pretty bad.
You know, one thing they could have done there is create a replicate and have it help tank Roshan. Also, Morphling can morph to full Agi, and they can go for kills really quickly. They're tethered up, maybe looking for an opening with the ultimate. And look at the power of Wisp. You know, even when he's not ganking, the threat of these ganks is forcing Complexity to group up. And yes, in the mid to late game, they love to group up as a team and go for the team fights, the smoke ganks. This early on, no, they want to be farming, especially with this line. And they don't want to be farming as 4, they want to be split up. But guess what? They can't. The Wisp can be everywhere.
And now the Wisp either teleports in a big AoE ultimate, Ravage, or a Black Hole, or he teleports in Night Stalker or a Shotgun. Take your pick, guys.
And I don't think it's like choose which way you want to die. You know, it's instead of choose your own adventure, it's choose your own death.
Oh man,
so not a pretty place to be.
Wisp is like going through his toolbox. You know, whatever situation, I got an answer. If it's a single target gank, well, I got the shotgun. If it's an AoE, well, I got the Ravage coming. And it's so fun on paper. And to be honest, I think Fluff is getting outshined. I mean, if we're seeing the comparison of the two new heroes, Fluff is not actually doing that much.
Well, let's be fair. Global ganker Wisp, especially with this lineup, it's a little bit easier to make those big plays. Fluff's window of shine will come later in the game when there's larger scale engagements and less sort of. Wisp is really excels in this ganking stage of the game. In the later stages, she'll still contribute, but not as much. Whereas I think that's where Rubik can really make a difference.
Definitely.
Especially up against the Black Hole. If you can ever steal that, or the Ravage, as unlikely as it is, that will completely turn the tides of the game.
Well, I mean, to be
Morphley gets the Courier, by the way.
And it looks like he might get TC
that
as well.
Morphling.
They're going to trace a couple hits, but actually Morphling takes in some big damage because he is nothing but Agi at this point, 700 HP. But Radiance is finished. I mean, we've been saying that JJJ is farming well. TC's not doing too shabby himself. He's trying to get those procs, and here comes the rescue party. He sees Wisp. It's like, okay, I could kill you. And Wisp says, oh, no, in the wrong neighborhood. And now JJ in a little bit of trouble as well, trying to TP out. Can we get him down? The clap misses.
Oh, the clap missed. Oh, it missed. Oh, that would have been a kill. He was just out of range. Poor Hannah Montana. Maybe 3 units away. That was so close. Clap hits a big AoE, but not enough there.
Clap generally has a deceptively large AoE, but I think he has overestimated that. And here comes Virtus Pro into the Roche pit again. And you can see that Wisp starts to lose a little bit of ground in a game like this. He started out with, what, 5 and 2, and now he's up to 5 and 5. He's very easy to bring down. If anyone ever wants to focus him down, you can bring him down. So Wisp, you gotta play a little bit more carefully as the game progresses. But the Aegis though is gonna be helpful to the team. Night Stalker is gonna pick it up. He has his BKB finish as well. Man, this is a party. This is a gang party.
It's still a very it is still very difficult for Complexity, especially with that BKB up. They do have Demonic Purge as well as Entangles. And Panda, when he's in ultimate form, is really not going to give two hoots about the Night Stalker having a BKB. It's still not a great situation, though. And now they have that hero, in addition to Tidehunter, 2 heroes that can just charge in, soak up damage, and be pretty much unkillable, extremely menacing. They can use that threat to look to push down towers or pick off heroes, go for team fights. Night Stalker is going to run into Lone Druid, but as strong as he is, that's not a hero you can 1v1. They're going to go on to bottom lane still. Hannah Montana is probably going to be forced to use the ultimate. Wisp supporting it as well. The Tether will secure a kill if he's able to get it off. The Ravage is forced instead. I think a Tether would have done the trick.
Yeah, Tether would have done the trick. I'm not sure what. It was a little bit of miscommunication. The Night Stalker ran out of Tether range, so it did break the Tether. But that just means that Wisp is now in position to gank with Night Stalker if it actually happened. You know, you talked about how they could charge in. The scariest thought for me is, can you imagine a a TIE Hunter charging in from the front, a relocate in from the back with a BKB Night Stalker. That is not the place you want to be, and unfortunately, I think we're gonna see it once or twice for Complexity.
Oh my god, there's just so many options, but Fluff and Stuff is one who needs options here. He's gonna eat the shotgun. He's not gonna die in the big turnaround. They're gonna get JJJ. What a kill to secure for the team. IX Mike getting the gold. Not the ideal candidate to have it, but
IX Mike, sorry to cut you off. Fluff and Stuff, he's got Strength Morph. Look at him right now. 1500 HP casual, but unfortunately he's gonna go down. But the damage has been done. He's got the HP. Fluff is so tanky right now. But here, oh, BKB TP, nicely done. And this time, at least he got a kill. Not like last game where I think Santa.
Guys, he gets that. I believe he gets that for the rest of the game. So from now on, he just gets a free 600, 700 extra health to work with. Maybe it's not that much, but whatever it is, it's a couple hundred HP. Free vitality booster at the very least. It's probably more than that. So. He's gonna be happy, and if he holds on to it, as he gets more agi from leveling up, he can morph more. I mean, or if he gets it again, I should say.
Yeah, whenever you do die, you lose the spell that you steal. That is the one limiting factor for Rubik. But for now, I feel like Complexity, even though they're down, they're far from being out. They're struggling right now, but this is, again, Complexity love to pick those mid-game lineups. And here comes a Blink stun against Jail, the Silence Jail. No chance, no chance. Santa, 2 games in a row, playing a beautiful Enigma. Rushing that Blink dagger first.
This is a lineup where I feel like a BKB is mandatory just to deal with the silence, not to mention the Ravage. Malphus as well, it's so much lockdown from the Styre side, and as mobile as Quap is, she needs the Blink to do it.
I feel like Queen of Pain, Morphling players are just... They just don't want to be that safe.
They hate BKB.
Yeah, they're too greedy getting that item. Here comes Night Stalker. He is earned up. He gets immediately canceled. And oh, can we get a first hit proc? Of course! Of course! And looks like he's going to get exploded. Here comes a shotgun against IX Mike. He survives that replicate back out. TIE Hunter roaming in very menacing. Here comes Night Stalker again. Fluff and Stuff. He's going to get silenced. But look at how tank Fluff is because of that Strength Morph. Panda uses ultimate 007, gets Cyclone up in the air. NS gets tangled up again. And NS taking some big damage. It should be fine. He is going to be okay. And now Ty, is he going to drop his Ravage? He gets picked up. Can you bring him down? Yes, you can. The focus, the burst. JJJ down to half. He gets melted by Jail's ultimate. Jail's now back. The silence. He gets picked up in the air. Do we have... No! The big black hole on 5 whips in the middle. And Night Stalker trying to get melted. Enigma still dies. IX Mike survives. And the team fight goes the other way despite the big black hole. I can't believe this.
A team wipe ended Aegis was used as well as
what?
a 5-minute. Oh, and the GG! The GG from Virtus.
What?
I think they're winning. They have more gold per minute. They have more experience. They might lose some towers here. They're not going to lose racks. JJJ pauses the game after the GG. Some M5 antics coming out, I have to say, for the Virtus Pro side.
I'm about to all chat Russian GG.
Is this really over?
Is this a Russian GG where you say GG and keep playing? I think they're trying to talk NS back to it. It's like, man, come on, we got this. I don't know why they're GG. They got this game, at least right now, hugely in their favor.
Bag, but they have a shot. It's not over.
They're in the lead. They got an EB Morphling. They got a BKB Night Stalker. They have a Hood on the Tide. Blink Dagger on... Why are they GG?
I'm not gonna say it. I had M5 GG ready to go, but I'm not.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Boy,
to be fair,
boy, oh boy, that was a pretty. I mean, if you want to talk about like a mentally draining, sort of emotionally exhausting fight, well, you lose an Aegis, you get team wiped, and you have a perfect black hole. It was a very late black hole, so in that sense, it was not perfect, but he did hit everything. Well, that was that. I mean, if anything could break the spirit of a team, it is a fight like that.
I mean, TIE Hunter got picked off before dropping the Ravage. They did a very good job of that. Morphling got picked off before that black hole. So even though they got a 4-man black hole, they had no damage.
Hey, speaking of that Tide Hunter getting picked off, I guess telekinesis doesn't get dispelled. When you're up in the air, it doesn't matter if you have Kraken Shell, because he just stayed up there. That's a big counter to Tide.
Okay, so I hope Night Stalker is coming back. So, low sys works? What? Fine. Night Stalker. I guess NS was just real mad. Yeah, I think he did disable
saves. It was a very frustrating fight, I have to say. If I was on M5, I'd probably, or not M5, Verse, but I'd probably be a little mad too. Either way, Complexity poised to take the Rax now. No black hole. They get the Ravage off. Nice Ravage as well. Ethereal Blade, they wipe out Hannah Montana before you can do anything. Now the Tidehunter gets focused. He will go down. And it's just too much right click here from Complexity. A timely entangle. The Replicate out. He's got the waveform if he needs it. The Wisp tethers in to try and stun the bear. Actually not going to hit him though. The Spirit's doing some damage, but Santa gets caught out. He can't blink away. He will go down. And now 2 heroes dead. Ravage used. No black hole up. I think they can get Rax. Are they going to be able to, though? BKB is forced from the Night Stalker. And that almost certainly means, yep, Rax will go down. They're not done just yet. Maybe looking for some more kills. BKB is down. Morphling very, very squishy. Although he rushed the Ethereal Blade, he got it really early. It's not the best defensive item. I will certainly say that much. And he's been really burst down. Hammered, really, by this Queen of Pain, as well as the Shadow Demon.
Man, so many hammer reference, but it seems like Complexity got the bigger hammer. As they took the mid racks convincingly. You can say that Night Stalker wasn't there, and to be honest, he was in the fountain respawn for a long time, and no one microed him. So maybe that's it. So I'm not too sure whether Dai will continue to play on this game, but it was such a good game. It hurts me to see it's happening like this. But
it does. It really pains me. It reminds me a lot if you watch StarCraft 2. A lot of times Idra will just tap out of game.
Oh yeah.
He's the worst. I mean, sometimes he'll have a commanding lead, and he'll tap out, and he'll actually be like 30 to 50 ahead in supply. I mean, this is definitely a lot closer to that, but oh, it was so close. And they have the late game too. I mean, nothing, at least potential. You've got the Morphling, you know, the ultimate combo from the Tidehunter, the Enigma. It's enough to do some big teamfight damage. Night Stalker scales pretty well into the late game as well. Big engagement here. Jo is going to die. Look at the orbs just ripping him apart, really.
It looks like Fluff is not out of the woods just yet. JJJ, very mobile hero, will chase. No, it's going to give the chase. Meanwhile, Tier 2 push on the top lane here. It's Complexity not letting up any kind of ground. And, you know, whether drop here or not, they're going to just play their best. And here comes that Tier 2 push.
As you say that, they back off. So
they got the Tier 2 push. They're backing off. I mean, this Wisp is still stealing the show for me right now. It looks like he is going to be stunning the bear because he can. Going to work that bear down. Dropping those blue balls.
Oh, Hannah Montana not able to blink into the trees in time. Now the Malefice, a black hole just for him. They'll get the kill. A very expensive one, though. Black hole at this point of the game, because you're down Rax, very important defensive spell to have to hold off a push to turn a big team fight. Once this Panda respawns, we could see Complexity group up and either go for... Well, Roshan's still down for 2 minutes, but definitely could look to go for another set of Rax.
Yeah, man. These Virtus Pro guys are not shy to use a big ultimate for a single kill. We saw the Ravage earlier when the Tedder could have done it. But man...
I love it. I love it early in the game. Like, that Ravage doesn't bother me at all, but at this point, I'm not going to say it bothers me, but it's very important to hold on to those spells, especially when you're down Rax. It's going to make a go on IX Mike. There's the BKB from the Morphling, and he is quite difficult to kill. Unfortunately, he lacks the burst. It's just too much weight on the Morphling shoulders right now with the Night Stalker out of the game. They really need that second semi-carry, and they're microing him as best they can, but it is very difficult to control. Some of these heroes require a lot of delicate movement. The Morphling, the blink on the Enigma. Even a Tidehunter pretty much just lumbers in. But the Wisp as well, heroes that need to be microed well, and makes it hard to control the Night Stalker at the same time.
I mean, the Tidehunter player could easily micro. Like, I mean, you walk and you press V. What else are you gonna do, right? Put off a gush. And it looks like our Enigma, or excuse me, our Night Stalker are gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Are we gonna have a purge on him? Here comes a blink. All right, Santa. Santa just walking around very menacingly. They're waiting for it, and now TC's gonna get the first one caught out, down to half HP. Huge Sonic Wave on everybody. Night Stalker dies, and Tidehunter threatening to drop off the Ravage. He does drop it off before he dies. Ty now dies, and now Wisp is still in the middle of things, taking some big damage. So captured up, he's gonna get burst down by Fluff and stuff. JJJ trying to carry it up. He has no BKB. Will come off cooldown just 30 seconds. They see the Enigma. Enigma down to half HP. He gets stolen a spell. What was it? Just the Malefice. But Malefice is what you need right now. Late BKB gets used by the Morphling. They're going to just walk alongside. And of course, Queen of Pain will blink in to follow. But the Strength Morph throughout all of that simply too much. JJJ, no, he gets picked up. He gets clapped. Brought back Fable. Fluff and stuff. Whew, so many stuns. So many disable on Complexity. And they do win that fight. And you're absolutely right. They didn't have the Black Hole. I completely forgot about that. Santa bladed menacingly with the BKB, but I think Complexity...
You know,
they figured it out very quick.
I liked that play by Santa.
Yeah.
Complexity backed off for a good 4 seconds. It doesn't like I guarantee you, if you asked them what the timer on Black Hole was, if it was up right before that fight, they would have known. But it's just your instinctive reaction.
Exactly.
Enigma blinks in, drops BKB, you run. You
Yep.
don't even think about it. And eventually, you know, they turn around and
they're like, oh wait, he actually doesn't have his ultimate. IX Mike now in a little bit of trouble, but Fluff and Stuff picks one up, tosses him back, trying to save his teammate. IX Mike should have his disruption ready. Self-disrupt. No, he offensively disrupt for now, and I think that was a mistake, but he wasn't going to make it out in either case. Here comes a big tether he wants. Fluff. Fluff, can he TP out? He's got the force. He should be fine. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The force is with this one, and well, the courier dies again. What is going on with this raiding courier? Let me look where it died.
I know, it's like just right in the enemy base. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, no courier left behind. Well, apparently that was not their policy. I guess we should look at items here. No time for that. Low Druid's in a bit of trouble. He's in a tough spot. Bear gonna go into the Wisp. He might get at least 1 kill. Look at the Bear just chopping up that Wisp. So squishy. And in fact, TC is pretty immortal at this point. Night Stalker just melting to the power of that Vlad's Radiance right-click combination. And the Necrominions. Very great, very good AC power. A lot of auras here, actually, for Complexity. It's the beauty of the Necro 3 build on the Queen of Pain. Gives you 1 more aura to work with. They will be forced back in the end. And Wisp actually dies. I didn't see where she died. Oh, she's still in the middle of the fight with the Tidehunter, who also goes down.
Oh, they teleported away, but...
Oh, they went back.
Yeah.
The Wisp.
Oh, man.
And he didn't untether either, so he screwed the... Guys, if you're ever in that situation as the Wisp, there are 2 things you can do.
Cancel the tether.
One of them is untether your ally. The second is, especially if they're not chasing you, like if you're out of range, let's say you port back to Fountain, and you're about to go back in, start a TP right before your ultimate goes off, before you get sent back, and the TP channel won't be broken. You can actually get back to Fountain. You'll only be channeling in range the enemy for about a quarter of a second or so if you time it right.
I do believe that is unintended. Like a
Well,
bug.
it definitely works in Dota 2. It has not been patched out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to work in Dota 1.
It doesn't sound like it should. Lone Druid gets up the Aegis, and Night Stalker, he just wants Fluff. Fluff's got the mech, he's got the force, he's so good. He steals darkness! Oh my god! Well, that is something that you don't want to steal.
The bear.
Yeah, we called it earlier. You don't want to steal
bear.
darkness, but he did. Meanwhile, there's...
And he used it too. He immediately used it.
He was like, oh, must be a void, but Fluff is still surviving. He's got the...
Get him killed.
No, he's dead.
Oh no! He almost lived. Oh, the final defiant auto attack from the Wisp was just enough.
Oh man, this is definitely a fun game, but Complexity looking like they want to put an end to this game. Nope. As I say that, yellow ports up top. Hannah says, "Man."
Nope. Jo in a little trouble here. Maleficent Gush as well in the bottom lane. He is able to blink out, and oh, he will survive. But that was a close one. They could have blown the Ravage there if they wanted to, but no, they're gonna hang on to it this time around. Here comes Morphling looking for a kill, and his item progression very lacking. He's had the BKB for a while, hasn't picked up anything since then. Compared to oh man, look at IX Mike just melt. Defensive disruption might be enough to save him. Will it? A couple more right clicks will do the trick, but now in comes TC, and Morphling definitely can't win this right click war. The Wisp, of course, is going to die. Well, with the backup, maybe he can. But look how tanky TC is. 24 armor. In the end, I believe he will drop.
He's got the Aegis.
That's still got the Aegis. And Queen of Pain blinks out.
And now Morphling in a big trouble as that bear is still doing some big amount of work. He has stolen a gush, and he's going to be gushing right now. Picked up in the air, he is dead. And now the bear looking for those entangles. One hit. No entangle. I can't believe it right now. But that bear's still chasing. Maleficent is done. And now the blink out from Santa. I don't know how he got that one off. Jo still in hot pursuit. Santa running for his life right now. He gets cut. He's cutting the trees. He's got no TP, and he gets mono burned to death. Nice micro by Jo. Controlling 3 units, and with that amount of kills. Meanwhile, the tether back. Why is Morphling still there? I don't know, but I think he's dead right now.
Oh, he's got nothing, Lumi. No wand charges, no mana. One clap does the trick, and now finally, Complexity can look to try and claim their second set of racks. So with Syllabear or the Lone Druid, this will just melt. And it's, in fact, well, we saw how fast Tiny can bring down buildings. Well, Lodred's got a thing or two to say about that. And Night Stalker charges in. BKB immediately entangled, and he's taking a lot of damage.
Woo.
Two very angry bears going to bring him down. Had him on tether, blinks in, stunned by the tether, clap to follow. Looks like, yep, Wisp will drop as well, and now the chase continues on the Tidehunter. No, Complexity don't care. They're just going to look to get that second set of X. Could easily go straight for the throne or take a third set. Whatever they want to do, they got it. And looks like they're on their... In fact, there's no doubts about it now. They're going to win this series, and that's going to do it for the Premier League this season.
Yeah, what a way
Great
to close out the Premier League, though, man. Sick game. Now, we had a lot of wax poetic about how Wisp and what he did early on, but let's talk about fluff and stuff as Rubik play. It might not be fancy, it might not be flashy, but look at his item, and look at how much contribution. That telekinesis seems to be a very good way to deal with Tidehunter. It's Kraken exterior, Kraken shell. So
yeah, you throw him up in the air, the Kraken shell won't remove it, and then you kill him off while he's still stuck there. It's great, and honestly, if you could just stay alive as Rubik, it's a big deal because that spell shield defensive capability of the entire enemy team, or the allied team, the extra magic resistance, especially against the shotgun Morphling.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the big reasons why his team stayed alive so long, as well as stealing Morph. Both of these new heroes, it's not their debut on the competitive scene, but a very impressive showing from both of them.
Yep, and that's going to do it for this match as well as the entire Premier League. I want to thank everybody that's been watching throughout, and TPL2 is over now, brought to you guys by DotaCommentaries.com. And for now, this is Luminous LD signing off. I hope you guys enjoy the entire season as well as this match, and that's it. GG, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys all so much for tuning in.